Podcast gang, we're back with another segment. We got a pop-up interview with my boy Caleb. He doesn't know he's coming. We just gonna roll right into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Leave some suggestions down in the comments. Share it out because we're on a level of growth. Knowledge is wealth over here.
I was brought up in the church or whatnot, and it's only the faith of a mustard seed. The faith of a mustard seed, and that's how you have to keep in line with your goals, the places you want to go in life, and things of that nature, and just go about it. Go get up and go.
Man, my guy said a faith of mustard seed, which is a great deal because what caused all the drainage is you. If you don't have the faith of a mustard seed, you overstep a level of hope, and then you'll just get to worrying. And even in the good text, in the good book, and all books, even the old text, the purpose is what we all have, and the gift is what we all have.
Right.
So for you to get to a state of bigger, hoping stronger, or trying harder, without realizing that you need the faith of a mustard seed, un poco, you then begin to worry. And in the text in the book, if what was stated in the text is, if you're going to pray, don't worry about it. So that cuts it all. If you have a faith of a mustard seed, you know that the growth is within, because if you take that seed and you plant it, you ain't gonna dig that dirt back up and check and see if that seed grew.
It's all up to you to flourish,
Exactly. It's all up to you to flourish. But guess what? The growth starts within.
It starts
you put the seed in the ground and you cover it up with dirt. So as what my boy Caleb said, and a shorter version of what I said, the growth is within. Have a understanding and a drive created for you to grow. And it all boils back down to a foundation. So another question I got for you, man, what you mind sharing some things that you're enduring and the processes of kind of stand on a consistent flow basis? What are your drive? What is your drive force? What are your why? What is your reasons of your grind to create a level of foundation of growth?
Yeah,
in a good way.
Really, my motivation is a little personal,
Okay, so like you said.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like he said, it's personal and it gets deep. A lot of things hit on personal note.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let him finish before I even dive deep in that.
Yeah. So my driving force is that I'm starting to find that through me, which I was looking for through other people, and I was looking every way but my way. You know what I'm saying?
So you consider that a drag that you were looking, for that push from other people?
Oh yeah. So I'm learning and I'm growing into learning how to find that driving force within me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing pretty good. I'm keeping my head on. You know what I'm saying? Just really trying to appreciate the fact that I am here to, go through this time of my life where it's very temporary, but at the same time, very much of a learning, and I'm growing off of everything.
Right.
Of course, that just comes with a lot of things, man. Your mindset. My mindset took a total 360. You know what I'm saying? With all the things that I have been through, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all heard it here. My boy is taking the processes of not even knowing that he took the processes of just living life. And living life is listening and isolating and focusing, and evaluating that I knew my downfalls, yes, and now I'm on the grind of on a personal level of hurt to create a foundation of a growth of consistency, of abundance and good vibes. Because my he was saying his past life, or the feelings of that he felt in those previous years or whatever, and some that he didn't want to go back. He doesn't want to go back to, but he does not forget. So he took those downfalls and drags. He took his downfalls, his drags, his reasons on kind of waiting to get pushed in a sort of sense, and they kind of I feel like they kind of grew his character, uh, and also his mindset in a bigger perspective, like he said. So,
Correct.
question: you having, or you saying you kind of waiting on what you waiting on somebody to push you? Was that something that you kind of you from previous times where you had someone push you, and they kept you at a consistent flow? Is that the reason why you had waited on somebody to continue, kind of just give you that drive, or you just feel like it was just better chemistry for you to kind of have someone to give you a drive, but not realizing that every single body that uh, comes around you is a drive, whether they're good or bad.
Okay. There is both some truth to both the things you just said, but I'll put it like this. Let me give you an example. Boom. Say I know I need to go to the gym and work out or whatever, and get healthy and stuff like that. But I start putting in my mind negative things that will stop me from doing it. Okay, when I get to the gym, what am I gonna do? I ain't never did this shit before, so I'm gonna be completely not. And if I'm gonna work out, I want to work out with somebody that is experienced in it, and I can feel my growth and feel what I'm working on. You know what I'm saying?
So my dude said he a 10 and he ain't trying to hang around no twos.
Right. So I just start thinking about little things like that, and I just never get around to do it. You know what I'm saying? I sort of leave that as the example because I'm starting to learn how to stop and just do it. Just go. Stop thinking. Just go. Just do it. Right then and there. It's helping me build my character.
Man, it's real, that real, because like I said, it's only because when you go through so much, you get at a halt position. But understand, and I tell myself this, and I tell everybody who I hang around with, um, the worst thing you can do is stop. So understand what drives the bus. Once you have an understanding of what drives bus, understand is one thing that drives a bus, and that's consistency. So if you're gonna be consistently bad, that's what's driving your bus. If you're gonna be consistently good, that's what's driving your bus. So you just have to figure out how you are gonna drive your bus. But understand that it has to be consistent. However, you're gonna drive your bus. Your bus can be, what I'm saying, you can start off driving that more bad and it can get good, or you can just consistently drive good. Not saying any loopholes or tire won't go flat or anything else, but it's just a mindset thing that we grow within, that we take from our driving forces. And I call them driving forces because those drags, that bad oil, and everything else, it drives you. Your downfalls are bigger gains than your come ups because you learned lessons from those downfalls. You learned what you can and cannot do.
Correct.
You've adapted to the change. Not saying you hold any kind of animosity if you do or don't, but saying that, at a point in time, you yourself in all states should get tired of, consistently driving a bad bus. So it's time for me to exit the bus.
And I use persistent over consistent. That type of situation.
Well, let me finish out what you were saying. Uh, so so there's one thing that drives the bus, which is consistently, and I already told you to deal on that. But it's one thing that can kill and stop the bus, and that's procrastination. So,
Right.
like you said, he got to the acknowledgement that you know
Yeah, I
I can't
evaluated
sit
my
here.
situation. I
Yeah,
evaluated, assessed all the situations dealing to that.
right. I can't just sit here doing something like I know I hang with this dude, but he's on another wave, but he's not trying to. Not saying he's a bad person. He's just not trying to build in this area.
Right.
So you know, I need to associate, but not disassociate someone in this area, just so we can create an equilibrium of a growth.
How I go about it now is like I don't like if a person isn't adding value to my life, my lifestyle, or whatever, whatnot, and helping the flow of things and stuff, nourishing shit and within the soul, then I'm like, how I'm to the point where I just I'm cutting that.
My boy said low vibration. Hey, you got too much low vibration. I can't. Mm.
Yeah,
We gotta be vibing off the same frequencies.
right, right.
We need to be able to see the same stuff. We cannot see the same things if we're not vibing on the same level.
Right.
Very good. All right, so I wanna what are you manifesting in consistent wealth, man?
I'm manifesting as of right now a comfortable lifestyle, a comfortable living.
A comfortable living. All right, my boy
No,
said.
no, no.
Nah,
But
my boy said a comfortable living, and it's only one way you can do
let me
that.
iterate that.
Okay,
And what
my
that
boy
means.
wanna reiterate that.
You know what I'm saying? And as a comfortable living, I mean life living wise, as in it's let's go back to the base you was talking about, the consistency of growth. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is a comfortable living that will allow me to keep being consistent and consistently growing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you can never stop growing as long as you live on this earth.
Oh
You know
no.
what I'm saying?
Knowledge
You
is
can
wealth
never
over here,
stop
man.
growing.
Knowledge is wealth.
Right, that's what
And
I'm saying. And I mean as in educationally, financially, you know what I'm saying, business wise,
yeah,
everything. I'm growing in everything, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Generational wealth. I want generational wealth, I want to break the curse. I want to break the cycle with my family, you know what I'm saying?
So my boy said he wants to focus on more of being persistent than consistent. But let me give you a note on that. Um, Everything's a process, and like you said, we're living life, and as we live, we learn. But the key to that is we listen, because we have to go through the steps of isolating, focusing, and evaluating. I'm always throw that in there, because once you lock that in, you will understand a lot of things, because you sit back and observe. It's like a reading game, and you kind of can feel, the vibes going on. And if all the vibes
Yeah,
ain't vibing, then you need to do a sense of removal. You need
right.
to isolate yourself, or if in power or permission, to isolate others due to your drainage that you don't want to deal with. But understand that there's a process to that of being consistent. And if you get to the level of consistency of driving good, it's a persistent bus. It's a persistently good driving bus, because it was consistently brought on good vibes and a good drive that became persistent. So, if you want to focus most on the persistent level, consistent, you're doing it. You're focusing it more on a persistent level when you're being consistent, because consistent is nothing but a process of being persistent. So
Yeah.
everything has its processes, and I feel like, and what took me a great while, and I think it took me some time with darkness to understand that, like I said, the downfalls are probably the best games ever because you take the lessons learned and use that as a game. It comes up to your game. You feel me? Because if you go ahead and get all the good that you've done and you top it on the good that you've done on top of the bad that came along with the good that you've done, then there's games on games on games, which creates a consistent flow of good. And when you create a consistent flow of good, you're now at a at ease mindset, but an open thinking, creative set a foundation because I'm getting so much consistent thing of a plethora of things to put in my foundation that I'm trying to build of growth, you know. And it's not just the one thing. Like I said, we got to stop, being a whole bunch of individuals because we're all sent, here. We're all here for a purpose, and our purpose all kind of tours to the same thing. Our purpose is to spread love and peace, and live by the land of law. But our gifts are different. The reason our gifts are different because we have to put our gifts together and put them all up on the Christmas tree until it's time to open them for a great festivity. If you want to put it down to that.
Right.
So I want to ask you another question. What are some that I had touched on a few things that were detrimental in this generation, and some things that were some good and upbringing in this generation. The pros and cons. What are some pros and cons of this generation that you want to add?
I say the creativity in this generation is it, it's very it's a how it's more how it's becoming more entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Really, that really I'll say helps drive this generation a lot in a positive way. Um, it's a lot of cons. It's a whole lot. We can get real deep into that, but
my boy said I can do a whole video alone with just the cons because I feel like we just kind of and sorry to interrupt you. I asked you the question.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
I just feel like we back away from the norms. We get to a state of progression to where we dealt with some, let's call it some weird stuff, and we go about it wrong. We start acting different in a sense. It's two different ways of acting different and acting different. Because if you take the process that you were saying, get into the realization of all your downfalls and drags, then that means you have pointed, a few fingers back at yourself. And because, you sat there and, continue to accumulate, that relationship, whether it was a friendship relationship or anything like that, but it was some kind of association, with someone else. So my thing is, just like anybody would tell you, just like everybody would tell you, there's no unity. There's, right now in time is probably the most entrepreneurs I've ever seen. Everybody nowadays are kind of on a get money train, and like I said, even due to the circumstances, of the cost of living has grown exponentially, but just in the times of understanding that we're creative thinkers ourselves, and if they can do it, we can do it. So we got so I feel like more. We have a lot of cons, but those cons are lingering more to a pro side. But it's all about, this is what I want to come in the year 2024. The word for the year is perspective. It's all about how you look at things, because you look at things different and you'll go about things different. If you look at things the same, then, it wouldn't phase you or you wouldn't pay no attention to it. So I feel like con is that, the way we look at things, the way we go about things, and not having no unity and not enough support. And, some people, have a lot of I got yous, but not, enough to show up for those I got yous. So I feel like the biggest con, and to sum it all up, would be no unity. And somebody said that it was social media, but social media has been both on both sides, and I feel like it's I take it more so on the pro side because I take social media for the knowledge. Each one teach one, because most people post and share things that are relatable. But you can also take the con side, because most people share stuff for drama-fied things. But you got to think about what are the people above us showing us. The genre of drama has become the new deal in Black Hollywood entertainment, to where they changed baddies, Bad Girls Club, the baddies, and so on and so forth, which is all based on a drama-fied deal. So, you kind of growing up, you kind of don't know what you're gonna get based upon what you grew up seeing.
Right.
So it's all about how you look at things. You can look at it as messy, or you can look at it as like, um, man, okay, these are some things that we don't need to do. But shoot, they got acre and a mule. So we can take these few tips, but we gonna leave all that other stuff out. So we can grow from these social media platforms, I feel. So I wouldn't necessarily throw it out there on one of the first, cons of this generational change. But that'll show kind of tie upon a pro, because like I said it, and like you said, this is the most, people trying to really hop on, some LLCs, some businesses for real, trying to set them foundations. And it's just because, and which is creating a high turnover for the people who's been standing longer. When we was in school, the jobs we had to do and we had to go through, and we began to understand, we made it to certain levels within the workforce to where, man, I can do my own little deal. We can get some flowing just as good as they got some flowing, because as you work in a job for so long, the cons will come to you. You'll pick them out real quick, and you'll kind of see where you sit, and you'll kind of see your worth, or what they think you're worth, and you'll just kind of get in a state of disappointment, because you're around so many different energies. And once you're around all those different energies, and you feel like you're moving a little bit, you vibing a little bit higher than the other ones, and you see that low vibration making 25 an hour, and you just at a high vibrational than anybody, even the boss, and you sitting here at $10, you begin to realize your worth. So you start thinking of other things, and not saying you don't like the job. It's just saying that you can do better. And I feel like that's a big thing for this generation. I feel like like the generational deal is, they don't know, but they know because they can feel. Because like you said, we're on a cosmic time now, but we can feel the energy that, man, I'm really worth more than that. So it's a lot of standing on business for real.
Right. That is.
So you got in it. So that's all your takes on the pros and cons of this generation.
Right.
Okay. So man, I just want to test that out. I think we got questions I want to finish off with, but I always want to leave y'all some with a great motivational mindset. But I also want to tell you what I got upcoming. In the future, we got a Christian Rock deal going on, from the face tats to just the drama itself, because like I said, it's the new entertainment. Also going down into the political side of it, to where there have been rumors and conspiracy of election might get canceled and stuff like that. So, man, it's a lot of stuff to touch on, man. So how you feel about just, knowing that there's a lot of stuff you can learn out there? How you feel about that?
I feel open to it. I'm ready to learn.
Okay. My boy said he's open-minded, and the art of knowing is at its most high. So,
Right.
Do you feel that you should learn something new every day?
I highly feel like you should learn something new every day, actually. Right.
Say it's all a part of growth. Do you learn?
All about the growth. Every aspect of it.
So do you learn something new every day?
Something new every day.
Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
I so tell me this. So tell me this. You by you saying yeah you learn something new every day. Do you look for
Do I look for something?
it? Yeah.
I would say the way that I go about everything is really not calculated. But if I come across something, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that because I learned it is
Hey, so let me ask you this. So would you agree that the time for looking for something is at an end and the time for most so stepping out and going forward and it coming to you is now?
yeah.
But it's only like that if you still on the level of consistency that you said you were in and you're vibing on the same frequency of what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Networking as well.
Network.
Networking as well.
Definitely, definitely. So you wouldn't put the social media category in a con, would you? Because that's another way you can nail it, right? Or what would you? What's your deal?
Social media is its own type. Social media has pros and cons.
Okay, so you want to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So it's his own topic, like he said. I just wanted to break that down. That was a reply back to a reply I did on the detrimental things in this generation. And he kind of touched on. He was saying that social media was a con, and I want to say, dang, I kind of missed it out. But then again, it was probably a reason why I didn't say it off the dome because you can't consider it a con because it is beneficial to a lot of people that work out those certain sites. There's more at home jobs and online jobs or anything. So it kind of is just is like a back and forth deal. Sometimes
Social media is interesting, man, and sometimes it's not necessary. Some things that's put on it isn't necessary.
Yeah, I do agree about that one.
Yeah, and the way the drum is kept up with social media and boosted, it's just like a boxing match. You boost your boxing matches by posting things that might upset the other opponent or whatnot. And like it gets out of hand sometimes. But I mean, it does have pros, so I completely understand where you're coming from with that.
Right. But I mean,
but it maybe I wouldn't say social media. I'd say the users.
they are platforms of growth. They are looking at a different side. So, what's your take on that? Like we're all growing, but it's just how we look at things. We're looking at things differently, which is causing all the diversion. And then with drama being so big, it'll never get to a point in time to where
as well. That come with egos. Plays a huge part. Egos. We are never wrong as of now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of we are never wrong. No, I don't understand things from your point of view. No, I make sense of the way you're thinking. But yeah, that's pretty much my take.
all right, man. Before I end this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment down some suggestions. I'm gonna give you day-to-day knowledge, day-to-day work, day-to-day growth. We're on a whole nother grind. This is my boy Caleb with the quick interview, phone interview. We're gonna be doing interviews live, on camera, on the phone.